Welcome to Tales of Honor, a podcast with a mission to tell the true stories of every recipient of our nation's highest military award, the Medal of Honor. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Tales of Honor podcast. Let's see here. I have no birthdays to go over today. It is going to be a little longer one today. As I mentioned, I'm going to be covering the two most recent recipients, and I still have not decided what conflict is going to be next starting on Sunday. It's either going to be World War I, World War II, or the Vietnam War. So stay tuned for a surprise. You never know. Never know which one it might be. Just haven't decided yet. I don't know why I'm making this so difficult on myself, but we'll all see. Let's see here. Two bits of news to go over. One good news and one quite not so great. So let's start off with the not so great news. The not so great news is actually on the last episode. I could have announced this, but it was unbeknownst to me that we lost another living Medal of Honor recipient, Ernest E. West. He was born September 2nd, 1931, and he died on May 1st, which was Saturday, at the age of 89. He was a former U.S. Army Private First Class with the 3rd Battalion, 14th Infantry Regiment, who served during the Korean War, which is where he received the Medal of Honor. So our prayers and condolences do go out to his family. It looks like he will be buried at the Kentucky Veterans Cemetery in his home county in Russell, Kentucky. The next bit of news is a little bit more positive, and it is going to be a new Medal of Honor recipient. According to Black Rifle Coffee's Coffee or Die article that was written on the 3rd by Matt White, the Medal of Honor will be awarded to Ralph Puckett, a former U.S. Army colonel, Army Ranger. Apparently, he is legendary within the Ranger community. I myself am not going to sit here knowing who he is. I have a lot to learn about him, but as I can see from different things here and there, very highly regarded, and quote, he is an icon of the Army Ranger. So that is, I'm looking forward to learning a little bit more about retired Colonel Ralph Puckett, and I did not see when this was going to happen. I just saw that it was going to be happening. So that is always good to know that another Medal of Honor recipient will be brought into the family. Not my family. I'm not a Medal of Honor recipient, but to the Medal of Honor recipient family. And we'll learn more about Colonel Puckett when we get there. So that's all for today. Like I said, no more birthdays to go over until Sunday. I think I'll have one to go over. And so let's get into today's episode number 408. On the 2nd of April, 1984, Thomas was born, and he grew up in Batesburg, Leesville, and Lugoff, South Carolina. After graduating high school in 2002, he enlisted in the U.S. Army and went on to complete the Basic Airborne Course at Fort Benning, Georgia, as well as the Ranger Indoctrination Program in early 2003. Once assigned to 1st Battalion, 75th Ranger Regiment, Thomas was a team leader as well as a sniper until late 2007. He then was assigned to the U.S. Army Special Operations Command and would serve not only as a team member, but also as an assistant team sergeant, and instructor. In 2012, Thomas, then a Sergeant First Class, and Kevin Fouts, then a Master Sergeant, participated as a team in the 29th Annual David E. Grange Jr. Best Ranger Competition and won the 3-day event. Thomas did this just 2 years after being wounded by a grenade in Afghanistan. 3 years later, he would find himself deployed to northern Iraq as part of a hostage rescue mission, and it was his actions that would initially earn him the Distinguished Service Cross. The Medal of Honor upgraded citation reads, Sergeant First Class Thomas P. Payne distinguished himself by conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity above and beyond the call of duty on October 22, 2015, during a daring nighttime hostage rescue in Kirkuk Province, Iraq, in support of Operation Inherent Resolve. Sergeant Payne led a combined assault team charged with clearing one of 2 buildings known to house the hostages. With speed, audacity, and courage, he led his team as they quickly cleared the assigned building, liberating 38 hostages. Upon hearing a request for additional assaulters to assist with clearing the other building, Sergeant Payne, on his own initiative, left his secured position, exposing himself to enemy fire as he bounded across the compound to the other building, from which entrenched enemy forces were engaging his comrades. Sergeant Payne climbed a ladder to the building's roof, which was partially engulfed in flames, and engaged enemy fighters below with grenades and small arms fire. He then moved back to the ground level to engage the enemy forces through a breach hole in the west side of the building. Knowing time was running out for the hostages trapped inside the burning building, Sergeant Payne moved to the main entrance where a heavy enemy fire had thwarted previous attempts to enter. He knowingly risked his own life by bravely entering the building under intense enemy fire, enduring smoke, heat, and flames to identify the armored door, imprisoning the hostages. Upon exiting, Sergeant Payne exchanged his rifle for bolt cutters and again entered the building, ignoring the enemy rounds impacting the walls around him as he cut the locks on the complex locking mechanism. His courageous actions motivated the coalition assault team members to enter the breach and assist with cutting the locks. After exiting to catch his breath, he re-entered the building to make the final lock cuts, freeing 37 hostages. Sergeant Payne then facilitated the evacuation of the hostages, even though ordered to evacuate the collapsing building himself, which was now structurally unsound due to the fire. Sergeant Payne then re-entered the burning building one last time to ensure everyone had been evacuated. He consciously exposed himself to enemy automatic gunfire each time he entered the building. His extraordinary heroism and selfless actions were key to liberating 75 hostages during a contested rescue mission that resulted in 20 enemies killed in action. Sergeant First Class Payne's gallantry under fire and uncommon valor are in keeping with the highest traditions of military service and reflect great credit upon himself, the United States Special Operations Command, and the United States Army. This mission has been said to be one of the largest hostage rescues in Special Operations history. Master Sergeant Josh Wheeler had been killed during the mission, and Thomas would later recall that, quote, "Wheeler knew what had to be done. He looked back at another teammate and gave the order, 'On me,' and ran to the sound of the guns." Thomas went on to attend and graduate from Norwich University with a Bachelor of Science degree in Strategic Studies and Defense Analysis in 2017. He had met Allison when recovering in 2010, and they were later married and now have 3 children, one of which is named Josh in honor of Josh Wheeler. In 2019, Thomas learned of the upgrade of his Distinguished Service Cross to the Medal of Honor, and in a ceremony at the White House on the 11th of September 2020, he received the medal from President Trump, becoming the 3rd member of Delta Force to have received the Medal of Honor and the first to have not received it posthumously. The other 2 were Master Sergeant Gary Gordon and Sergeant First Class Randy Shughart from the Battle of Mogadishu. Thomas Patrick Payne has deployed 17 times over his 19 years in service and is one of 3 Medal of Honor recipients to still be actively serving. And that was a tale of honor. Thank you for listening to Tales of Honor, and if you enjoyed the show, please be sure to subscribe and tell your friends and family. Tales of Honor is written and produced by Christoph Ambrosch, and theme music is Loyalty and Duty by Floruz Music. If you have any questions, you can send an email to talesofhonorpodcast@gmail.com, and please be sure to visit talesofhonorpodcast.com for more episodes and information.